Hello Marvel Heroes fans, this is Juggernaut and I'm playing with my wife Syncup, who is playing Rocket Raccoon right now. And here we go, this is Juggernaut versus the bosses in Midtown Patrol. Now if you have played Cosmic Patrol, you probably realize that it's actually pretty hard for melee, especially with all these things that are going on. I mean, I'm trying a movement build right now because the good thing about movement build is that even as Juggernaut moving around, he's generating resources called momentum to do the things, and I just need to wait for the next opportune moment and do my stuff. All right. So I mean, there's a lot of planning going on when it comes to playing Juggernaut, and I mean, I can raise a shield, and I have to be pretty careful when to raise a shield and when to do a charging and so on. So to stay alive is important, although this is very near to the respawn point. That's besides the point. Now, all this poison thingy, if you are doing melee, is actually very, very hard for... ooh, there's a Juggernaut there. Ooh, is there a boss? Alright. So, yeah, and I pop the shield, and I can do the my signature as well, which does, I mean, when it first started, you know, it's actually pretty nice. All this. When Juggernaut was first launched, he was doing really well with all this ability. But I think over time, it's just not as a strong hero as I wish him to be, and I have to be very careful. All these poison things on the ground. I mean, these are no joke for the melee, and it's getting really hard if you're playing melee on this kind of environment. So I'm actually, the whole reason why I'm doing Juggernaut is that I would like to know if I shall decommission him as in my hero roster, because things is going to get a lot harder in this game, and the gear is going to cost a lot more as well, like the new legendary 6,000 OD mark. I mean, I will not do any blessing anymore for heroes. That's for sure. And then also I would recover quite a lot of OD mark from the existing legendary I purchased for my heroes. So that's really a shame, because the beauty of playing this game to me is that I got to try different hero, play different hero, make video for all this stuff and so on. But I mean, the reality is that it's going to be quite hard for you to for you to do this for many heroes. I mean, you can see that this whole health build that I have is not really doing a lot of damage. If I was playing say Iceman, it would have been a lot easier by now, but you know, unfortunately I'm not playing Iceman, so I have a Raccoon here, my wife with me, playing Black Cat, and this is going to take a while. Totally apologies to those who are grouping with me. I do have 33,000 health, I think 34,000 health, and all this come in expense of DPS, of course, you know. It doesn't come free, all these things. So I mean, and also Juggernaut itself is not really doing that great when it comes to DPS, I think. Then further penalized by the fact that I have to you know, put so much resource into this, and it just into health, and it's just counterproductive. And I mean, this thing has been going on for a while, and if I was to play my Iceman, it would have been done by now, but I'm not. So well, I mean, you know, there's nothing I can do but to try. Okay, so there's another guy coming in. So that one is for Iceman. The one is Star-Lord. So yeah. And I mean, in terms of movement build, it works really well in Patrol. I could actually consider. Where's Black Cat? I could actually consider wearing my crit damage gear to do. Oh, I missed. Sorry. I could actually consider using my my crit damage gear to play this hero. I actually have two costumes. So one is the health, the other is the crit damage. So as you can, as you know that this whole thing, this whole health thing that I'm having is not really helping in terms of DPS output. It's really slow. But the good thing is that as a melee doesn't die, just have hope that there are some other heroes to do the heavy lifting. I mean, to pick up all the slack, as per se. I mean, by using health affixers is going to be quite a lot. Okay, so I'm going in. What boss is this? Master of Evil, right? So I have to pop my whatever. In there, elbow in. So that is my gameplay. To just going in and out of trouble. When my thing is maximum, I do some damage, of course. Lay down the DOT if possible. And I've got the I could suppose I could do the signature, but the problem with all the signature is that I can easily kill myself while doing all these things going on, so I have to get out. And I mean, if it was Iceman, it would be invulnerable doing this. So it's getting really hard for melee hero, actually, think about it, yeah. And get out, I can start my charge to get half of the momentum. Then with the right momentum, going elbow in, then get out again. I could pop my shield and then do the elbow in, then do the charge, then elbow in as well. So basically that is a gameplay. While running around, I'm getting momentum for my next big hit. So I could, okay, next round I could do the elbow in, do my buff, elbow in again, and pop the shield, and then after that I do my signature while the shield is up. Okay, so then after that I can do the elbow, and then do the charge, of course. Ooh, beautiful. So I mean, it does have some really nice moments playing Juggernaut if you do it right. And then after that I do the elbow again, do I need to pop the shield? Maybe not. Okay, DOT, okay, elbow in, pop the shield, then do a big hit, and then after that I don't even know where the boss is, elbow in, right? And do a charge, and no, yes. So yeah, that's the spirit when playing Juggernaut. I mean, I do have two costumes, and in fact I will put it on for you. So the other costume I will have to sacrifice. I mean, it's still 27, but it's 27.6 versus 33.5 in terms of health, and that extra health means a lot in a cosmic petrol environment. All right, so I hope this gives you an idea how it looks like. And that's my wife, by the way. Say hello to Sync Up. And she's also the one who built me this wonderful costume that cost me nothing, unlike the one in Godzillion this game. And wonderful. Let's do 8 apes, yeah? Okay, so what I'll do is just one more to demonstrate. I hope some are at the apes side. So I need to go and hang on. Let me get a pen. Whoa, there's a crap lot of stuff here. Whoa, no, not this round. So what I'll do is that elbow in, pop the shield, and do the signature. I don't know, man. I'm not really have a good feel about it. So that will probably be ending bad. Big damage here. Then okay, elbow in. I need a charge. And then elbow in, and get out, try not to die. Alright, then get to it. You see all this poison on top? There's no way you could just stand there and do your melee stuff there. It's just like I think it's just too unfair to even expect melee to to even expect melee to sort of like to eat all this damage. And I'm really hoping that someone is helping to kill this guy. Okay, so a rope is there. Good news. Alright. So jump in, shield, and then signature. Alright. Okay. Okay, so jump in, charge. Whoa, you see? With health, you can eat a lot of crap, like the manic sphere as well. You just need to have the right amount of health. And alright, jump in, then charge. Alright. Get out! Alright, seems alright. Smash down again. DOT. Alright, that's it. Alright, so it takes a bit longer, but at least I survived, and so far I haven't seen any death yet from me, the Juggernaut, so it's good stuff. Alright, so I'm going to check out from here and see what I'm going to do. So probably do some other clip on some other environment. Alright. Hi guys, in this clip you'll see Juggernaut versus Cosmic Curse, and I'm using a melee build that's not movement build. Sorry for the sound here, because with this costume that my wife has made, it's making me really warm and I'm really sweating and so on, so I have to turn the aircon at full blast, and so that's where all the noise comes from. So in terms of Juggernaut in this build, is that it's different from the movement build in a sense that the Sunday Punch is the one that main kind of damage that he has, but it also means that I think the movement build is better in terms of area kind of damage. But for single target, I think it's very hard to gauge, because in a single in the training room, it's very hard to test the movement build, because you don't really have things that you can't just artificially move something just because you're simulating it. So but the whole gameplay is about the Sunday Punch, which is one of the hardest things that you can do, and one punch is on, and then he has his signature that he charge like a bull through anything. Alright, so that is about it when you play Juggernaut. And 2 DOT and then the Sunday Punch, and usually that will do the job. Alright, so but then like I said, he's not really that great in terms of the in terms of the area damage. Right. And I have the charge as well to recover my momentum, so it's actually quite a nice nice kind of combo here, because I can use charge to get the momentum in, and then use the enter the fray to go back into a melee range. So I don't know whether I can demonstrate this to you or not right now, because it's actually quite a lot of stuff going on here. So I can do this one here, and then after that do a Sunday punch, and then after that do a charge, and then enter the fray back in again. So my usual kind of rotation when it comes to playing Juggernaut in melee non-movement build. I don't even know how to call it, because even movement build is melee. So I'll just say a non-movement build. Alright, so there are 2 options. Depends on which one rocks your boat, and use the charge to recover your spirit. The momentum is good stuff. So I'm going to face a curse in just a moment, and the moment is now. So enter fray, DOT, punch, and then after that pop the shield, and that's about it. Okay, let's go. And alright, Sunday punch. It's taking a while, and okay, and then I do my signature, and I think I should have taught my signature early on, but I was just trying to show you what kind of options you have when you play Juggernaut. That's about it when it comes to playing Juggernaut in a melee non-movement build. All right. So now I'm going back to the training room and talk a little bit more about the Juggernaut build and so on. All right. Okay, in this part of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the build and Omega system and gear choice and so on. And first of all, I apologize in advance for the aircon sound. It's a full blast because this costume is actually making me pretty warm, and I need some really good aircon going on. So yeah, so I have two builds, like I said to you, and the first build is actually I would say the melee non-movement build. I don't know how you recall it. So basically, this whole build evolves around the Sunday Punch, which is melee. So I'm using so when it comes to building a Juggernaut, you have to decide whether you want to go for non-movement power, melee non-movement power, or you go for the so-called the movement power build, because these two will give you options, either you buff one or the other, all right? And so I have two builds. So one is for the Sunday Punch, which is single target punch, and it does quite a fair bit of good damage. Another one is I'll show you another one as well, is using the elbow, which I'm pretty sure you've seen how the Cosmic Patrol goes, and it is very good for the car environment whereby you just have to keep moving. So I use a movement build, but if you don't need to keep moving, it's actually quite nice to play the traditional melee build as well. And the whole thing is evolving, like I said, the Sunday Punch, and the enter the fray is the one that can jump back to the enemy, and then headbutt is also a melee with a bleed there as well, because it gives you kind of like damage over time. So you have one damage over time here and one damage over time here now, but both of them is kind of very tiny compared to today's standard. But it's only have a 4-second cooldown, so you keep refreshing itself. So every 4 seconds, apply this tool for the Sunday Punch build, and then after that you have to do 2 rounds and then do a Sunday Punch, because Sunday Punch has 6-second cooldown. So it does take a while for this thing to light up again. Now, in order to do the Sunday Punch, you have to have at least 50% of the maximum momentum to do it. All right. So in order to recover the momentum, there are 2 ways when it comes to this build. One is to use a charge, which I put 1 point to it, and it gives you 50% of the charge once you just charge it out. Whether you charge it 100%, up to you, because with 1 point, it's not really doing too much. But it's quite nice because you can do a charge and then do an enter a fray and come back in again in a battle. All right. Another way is that rope dupe, which is like a melee. Now normally I do not max out melee, but this melee is actually not too bad, because it recovers momentum and also by the percentage, which is really nice, because as you expand on the momentum, you may the pool itself, it means that you can recover more, so it's not a static value. Another thing is that the attack speed actually increased based on momentum. Now I've tried many builds for Juggernaut. I've tried to use this one here, which is the Knuckle Sandwich. It doesn't generate momentum, and it's not a basic power. It doesn't have basic tech. The end result when it comes to DPS wise is actually very similar. Actually, I think the other one is better, because the sooner you can recover momentum, the sooner you can do a full force Sunday Punch. So it's all about generating momentum, and of course you in a real life situation whereby you're taking damage, you can pop the med kit to recover momentum or not. So I mean, it's up to you. It's your gameplay. But between the two, I will take the basic, but I mean, you may try the other one, but the other one just feel a little bit too slow for me. I need some kind of like fast action going on. This one is the can't be stopped. It's it buffed the damage rating as well as the crit rating as well. I think you have to. I will mess it for sure. My recommendation to you. Signature is good. Well, in a way, it's good. But in a way, it's also like, unlike, say, the recent hero, whereby, like Iceman, you can do the same thing, they go round, but it's automatic, and also it's invulnerable. But when I do a charge in Cosmic Patrol, if I don't pop the invulnerable shield, it could be death. It could mean death for Juggernaut. So it's something to think about as well. All right. Then for the Sunday Punch build, basically it's just just the this toggle need to turn it on. Don't forget to turn it on. I always forget that. And you have an option. Either you do a Sion of Sitorek or you do a Wrath of Sitorek. Now the difference is so one gives you 100% of the maximum momentum at one shot. The other one will give you the gradual increase of momentum. I prefer a gradual increase of momentum when it comes to Sunday Punch. Why? Because first of all, Sunday Punch has 6-second cooldown, so you know it is not like the elbow whereby you can recover, you can generate 100% of the momentum, do one big shot, then you know kind of thing. You can't do it for Sunday Punch. So I think for Sunday Punch is more of like a steady kind of building it up, and I also would not. Well, at least if you know that the fight is going to drag on a little bit for sustained kind of like a damage output, I would not pop this one and pop the signature immediately. Although, I mean, you know, you think about it, it does buff your signature quite a fair bit, but you also lose the kind of momentum generation in the long run because, you know, you want to have the Sion of Sitorek for the momentum generation for you to sustain that kind of like buff period, kind of like Sunday Punch 2 times. But then after that, you would like to use charge to go round and generate a fair bit of momentum for you to do the next Sunday Punch. So sometimes when the fight is long, you have to think about sustainability, and you know you just don't need to pop the two at the same time. All right. Now the movement build actually is quite exciting because it's the one that make Juggernaut viable in the Cosmic Patrol. Movement build, you have to keep on the go, like keep moving, and Enter a Fray is actually a movement melee, so it can benefit from this particular toggle that give damage relating to movement power as well as the big elbow drop, which is this one here. Now the whole entire build, the movement build, evolve around big elbow drop because when your momentum is maxed, you drop it in, and you know 4% per 10 momentum spent is quite a fair bit. When I put back my gear, I can show you. I think I have about 900 momentum. So imagine that's 90 times 4%. That is a lot. 360%, by the way. Yeah, a lot of us need calculator to these days. But yeah, it's 360% damage, and that's a lot, right? Okay, and the other thing that is evolving about this build is that the other one is called the Wrath of Sidorat, because what you do is that once you have momentum, you elbow in. After that, you do a Wrath of the Sidorat, and then you elbow in again. So it's wonderful. This gives you kind of burst damage, but also bear in mind that when it comes to Cosmic Patrol environment, you may run into a danger of getting one shot killed by all these 6 bosses spawn with all the damage overlapping with each other. So my suggestion is to have this invulnerable the Crimson Force Shield as well. Give you a nice bubble for it says 2.4 seconds, but when I put back my gear, it's actually a bit more, and it gives you the kind of buffer to eat more damage at least eat less damage while you are doing all your signature or doing all this like a Wrath of the Sitarak as well as the elbow, because all these have a very long animation, and during the time you are vulnerable, you're taking a lot of damage. All right, and in terms of the charge is nice as well. It's also melee movement. So anything with attack melee movement benefit from this toggle, the human Juggernaut toggle. All right. So the charge is very nice because it recovers 50% of the momentum. Need not to say. So as you do your elbow, the next thing you do is to stride around. So stride along, because the striding actually recover momentum as well. I think it takes about 4 seconds ish, 4.5 seconds for me to recover 900 momentum just by striding itself. So it is pretty alright, and but then you can strive a bit and you can do a charge because it gives you 50%, and also charge is also quite nice. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is that it has a very interesting basic now. Lariat is a very interesting basic. For my non-movement build, I use this as a movement. It's like Juggernaut going like swimming like that, I use it as a basic. It is actually quite nice because it buffs your movement power. Having said that, it does take longer for me to restore the momentum. Also, in order to make this work, I have to hold the shift button while I do all this lariat when I move around, because sometimes if you're not targeting right, it will not be it will not be a lariat, it will just be a normal move, because like, you know, when you click onto somewhere, it just moves, it doesn't do a lariat. You have to do a shift, and then see when you do a shift, and then all these things will happen, right? But then if you don't do a shift, you just like a normal run sometimes, you know. So sometimes when the mob is like in between, but you're not targeting it, and the system is just not smart enough. So I think it's pretty dumb. You have to hold the shift button to make it work. But I mean, I would not too worry about all these like extra buff here, because sometimes you have to gauge, you know, do you want to ASAP get your momentum in and do the big arrow drop, or you want to like you know, just take it slow. So then I'm going to put back on my gear to just show it to you what kind of stuff I'm talking about, and I'm going to use the other pad as well. So I mean, my Juggernaut has pretty good stat, and you're looking at about 900 momentum, close enough. And well, I have two costumes. One is the crit damage rating, as you see here, that I need the 25% for health, regen, stuff like that. But I also have another costume for Cosmic Patrol, and this costume will buff my health to 30, close to 34,000, which is I would say, which is pretty remarkable in terms of the health wise. But I still need the invulnerable shield when it comes to Cosmic Patrol, but that's fine. So and in terms of all this, like you know, once the power is being buffed up, you actually, you know, everything comes up to be quite nicely. All these numbers here. So okay, what else should I talk about? Now I've got one extra point, because I you know, in fact I would love to have this round of applause for my solo build, but I really run out of all this space here. I mean, you know, if I'm looking at the non-movement build, I still need to extend one more button for the Crimson Force shield. But for the movement build, I managed to fit everything here, including the Crimson Force field. Is very useful. You have to make it visible. You have to pop it whenever the cooldown is off. And it's a 3.5 second with all the gear, and before the power duration, I think, buff. So it's very useful when you pop this guy. You know, all right. In terms of the let me see. In terms of the Omega system. Now, first time in my Marvel hero career, I've actually invested into something defense. It's quite interesting. I think it does help me to do better in Cosmic Patrol. I may even consider using a DPS costume for Cosmic Patrol. I do not know yet. But what I'm talking about, the defense gear. So okay, so first of all, 10 points in spin tag, I think, is mandatory for if you have you know, like 2,000 Omega point, you should just dump 10 here, because you probably do a lot of like Cosmic Terminal or Cosmic Patrol kind of gameplay. All right. For the, I mean, this 5 Super Soldier Serum, the 5 string is no brainer. You have to grab it, and I'll grab some points along the way as well. There's another video of mine talking about how to assign the points, and I will not talk too much about it in this video, but there are some points that is good to invest in for this 5 strength. The one that I have tried out is these two here. So one is the Forever Compound, which is the health generation. It is not really a lot, consider all things. I mean, 600 is kind of tiny, but it doesn't cost a lot as well. And I've forgone my own criteria on the cost of escalation, and I just dump everything inside to see what happened when I max this guy. And all I know, I spent about 1,000 Omega points just for defensive stats. Another one is Serum SO2. Then I mean, self-explanatory. 1,002 health is quite nice to grab. Then I need the Shadow King for all my heroes, because I want my crit to be approaching 60%, brutal to be approaching 60%, and this help a little bit on the brutal damage rating. No need to be too much. It's not really such a great stat. I dump remaining points into this Zero Genesis. You don't need to. If your point is a bit low, but it is good to just dump field inside. You know, you have spare points to spare. Guild suppression is something that I always like to grab, just to boost my brutal window. And the other one is the tactical neuro implant, because as a melee, you know, you need the melee crit damage, is very nice, and then you have the crit damage rating as well, which is very nice. For range, you can't really benefit from this one. All right. Onto this tree, I put everything in the warpath, which is plus 10 for the fact that I cannot have more than more plus strength. I could, there's some notes that I could do it, but then I don't feel that it's worth it, so I dump everything into plus fighting. Usually I put 9 points in it, for those who know me, and I put a little bit here for also the health gen as well, so together 600 plus 240, I have like close to 840 health gen just from all this like omega point, and I put 6 points here, right? So I mean the one thing I could consider is this guy here, because I could dump quite a lot of points here, the blob. At the end I sort of like maybe the health on the other side is enough, so I don't really need tenacity and dodge on this one, but it's something really worth to invest in as well. I mean, if I must, then I'll probably take away 1 point from somewhere, or some point from somewhere, like the like here. Probably I'll just remove this node and just dump it on the health. But so far when I play Cosmic Petrol, it seems alright. So I don't know. I think maybe what I could do is to use a DPS costume plus that blob thing and see how it's going to help me. And in terms of all this hero synergy, I think you can take a look at this one. There's not many for physical, unlike energy or mental, so I pick what I can, and some buff the health, some buff the defense, and so on. So I hope this video is useful, and as always, a big thank to my wife to make this costume for me, and I think it looks wonderful, and I really like it, although it's kind of uncomfortable, and now I get to feel how Juggernaut feel. Alright, so I'm out, and any question, query, comments, whatever, just drop me a line here. Alright, have a great day. Bye.